A small faction in the Turkish army attempted a military coup on the 15th of July. Soldiers backed up by jets targeted the parliament, presidential palace, and other key areas in Istanbul and Ankara. 246 people died and more than 2,000 were injured, most of them civilians. Turks took to the streets to defeat the coup plotters and defend civilian rule. When it became clear that the coup would fail, many soldiers surrendered. Initial investigations suggested that the shadowy Gulen organization was behind it. It is labeled as a terror group by the Turkish government and is headed by cleric and businessman Fethullah Gulen from his base in the United States. In the days after the coup, the government declared a state of emergency and promised to find those directly responsible.
The purpose of the declaration of the state of emergency is in fact to be able to take the most efficient steps in order to remove this terror threat as soon as possible, which is a threat to democracy, to the rule of law, and to the rights and freedoms of the citizens of our country.
A month on, and Prime Minister Binali Yildirim says 81,000 people have been suspended or dismissed from work over suspected links to Gulen. That includes more than 3,000 military staff, judges, and civil servants. 35,000 people have been detained and more than 17,000 arrested and will stand trial. Amidst the operations, pro-democracy rallies across Turkey were held every night for 27 days. The biggest one took place in Istanbul, where government officials were alongside some opposition parties. Officials said millions of people were there.
We've got the left, the right, and the conservatives in our country, and we live in harmony together. I hope no one will sabotage our country.
The Turkish government has announced that the armed forces and many other state institutions will be restructured to prevent infiltration by suspected Gulenists. Internationally, tensions are on the rise with Turkey's Western allies. The government expressed its disappointment about the lack of support from the West and their criticism of Turkey's anti-coup operations. Washington is awaiting Turkey's formal request to the US for the extradition of Fethullah Gulen.
Sooner or later, the United States will make a choice, either Turkey or FETÖ. They will either choose the pushist terrorist FETÖ or Turkey, the democratic country. They need to make a choice.
On Sunday, the president said that the AK Party can't govern Turkey now as it did before the coup, that things will change, and he hopes opposition parties agree. Some change seems certain. Turks will have to wait to see just what that is. Donald Cameron, TRT World.